Is it fair to say that on October 7th, 2023, it was Qatar that attacked Israel? Would you find that a fair statement?
In my opinion, no. The issue is slightly, but not by much, more complicated. In the same way that George Soros appears to be using his own money for his own aims, once you take a slightly deeper look, you're gonna find out that he's nothing more than a middleman for what used to be USAID until Trump shut them down. In a similar way, the Qatari government is not an independent actor, although they appear to be or try to appear to be, but actually they are just promoting the foreign policy of, it's hard to pinpoint who, but it's the Anglo-American establishment, let's call them that. And they are allowed to make a lot of money through specific deals. Their profit margin is ensured through OPEC. And then they are told to spend some of that money in specific pathways that are dictated by shadowy elements, let's call it NATO framework.
Interesting. So it sounds like you're saying that Qatar is actually a tool for laundering the money of the Anglo-American establishment.
Yes.
For their foreign policy purposes.
Yes. The economic foundation of, let's call it, the Anglo-American empire is international trade, and they choose which areas have conflict, and through that conflict they can both reduce trade in the area and on the other hand lower the cost of raw materials such as oil, because if an organization like ISIS controls oil, they will sell that oil at below market prices.
Within a model like this, how do you explain the attack of October 7th, 2023? The fact that the Americans have their CENTCOM's headquarters in Qatar means that nobody can attack Qatar, certainly not Israel. So it seems fair to say that on October 7th, Qatar attacked Israel behind an American shield. One interpretation here is that Israel got attacked by the US on October 7th, 2023. So according to your model, what would be the goal of the American bosses in attacking Israel via Qatar? In your model, those would be people in the American power structure.
Yes,
okay.
In the international power structure, to be more precise.
Which is dominated by the US bosses,
yes.
Isn't it?
The US is more of the main financial source, but it's not the main ideological source, let's call it that way. Now, the question who wanted that, you can approach it from several angles. The obvious one would be the leftists who wanted to force Israel into concessions of some sort, whether it's a two-state solution, a three-state solution, or just weakening Israel and forcing an economic crisis or mass immigration or something.
Seems to me the simple-minded hypothesis, when you find US bosses